I tried to think over what had happened, analyze it somehow, but it seemed that I was bashing against an invisible wall. Moreover, it was impossible for me to find a single emotion in my soul, any response, as if it had all happened to someone else. I failed to convince Lena that I'm not guilty. Should I care? Lena cried, screamed, and then left. So what? I don't feel anything about it. Should I? I bit my lip until it bled and stood up. Dude! Was hat denn der mit seiner Lippe? Nicht mal ich könnte meine Lippe so heftig beißen. Au! Tut weh. Ja, ich hab's ganz wirklich probiert. I couldn't bear to stay here among these laughing pioneers. I should run away. It doesn't matter where to the forest, to the mine, even to space. I don't care, just as long as I can get far away from here. I seized the moment when the camp leader was looking in the other direction and vanished into the forest shadows. There had been no rain for a long time. However, I'm not sure whether it rains here at all. What a stupid idea, of course it does. The plants need some moisture. The night was fresher than the afternoon, but the air still hadn't had enough time to cool. I felt a little dizzy from the evening stuffiness. Suddenly I realized that I really wanted to swim. It's quite a normal desire because the days are hot and you can constantly feel soaked with sweat during the daytime. Hey, da fährt ja wieder ein Zug. I didn't even notice that it'd been approaching the pier. I would been approaching. Why not the beach? The thoughts of Lena came over me again. Everything that I tried to ignore came out and brought lots of convenient questions, inappropriate answers, and vague desires. It was obvious that I had been led to the pier by my subconscious. But what do I really want? To apologize to her somehow? To convince her of something? No, unlikely. Just wanted to get some sort of reaction from her, wanted her to say, yes, I understand everything, and just smile. And then I could stop myself from feeling like that. It was necessary for me to be understood by someone, even in this world. I untied a boat, pushed it in the water, pushed. Oh, ich werd müde. Ich merk's. Pushed it in the water, got in and took up the paddles. It was easier to row this time. My hands were still hurting, but I managed to develop some sort of technique that allowed me to travel quite directly. Kann ich skippen? Nein. The river seemed frozen, spreading under the boat like translucent wheel. Oder whale oder so. Ja, ihr wisst Bescheid. The moonlight was piercing deep into the water, so it was almost possible to see the bottom. I started rowing. Surprisingly, the island now seemed the same as it did in the daytime. Here, usually everything is different. After dusk it felt like another world. A mystery world. Scary at times, but beautiful in its own way. A world of shadows and whispers, a nocturnal world. I slowly walked around the island looking for the boat which Lena took to come here. Sehen wir jetzt das Bild, das wir schon im Intro gesehen haben, wo sie so ihren fetten Ausschnitt zeigt? The grass softly rustled under my feet. The occasional waves peacefully struck the shore and bounced back like flies too tired from beating on the glass. Wie viel haben wir denn? Shit. The breeze from the water lazily stirred the leaves of the trees, out of habit rather than a real desire to make the night growth sing. I looked at this wonderful picture with such delight that I didn't even notice something until I stumbled into it. It was a boat. Well, of course, she wouldn't get here by swimming. I headed towards the center of the island. After 100 meters, I heard rustling from behind a tree. "Don't come any closer," Lena whispered. I hesitated. "Don't come any closer," she said louder. How did you know it's me? Though she hadn't indicated that she would know that. Alright. I leaned against a tree, trying not to look behind it. Das ist auch vom Intro. Elisa told me that he would be here. So what? It was difficult for me to know what emotions Lena was experiencing. Ich weiß, dass ihre Brüste gerade quadratisch sind oder kantig. Dieser Typ. Oh Mann. Her voice was steady enough, even though I could read irritation and annoyance in it. I could not understand whether she was angry or whether it was all the same to her. That came out awkward. I was doing my best to avoid unnecessary apologies and excuses, but couldn't find other words to use instead. Was that the only reason you came? No, well, I don't know. You don't know, but you still came? Yes. You shouldn't have. Why? Of course, if I'm bothering you, why are you following me? She was right. It certainly looked that way. Moreover, I definitely felt attracted to her. You shouldn't think like this. How should I think? I don't know. I can only draw conclusions based on your behavior. I really don't know. I guess I'd better go. I was confused, and it was hard just to be near her. Why? Since you came... I seemed to hear a playful tone in her voice. Alright. And? What? What did Elisa tell you? Nothing special. I see. Yeah. Well then... Yep. Oh, we just stayed silent for a while. Since you came, tell me about something. Well, I don't know. For example, about what happened this morning. What about what happened this morning? You know. You yourself didn't want to talk about it. I didn't want to, but now I want to. Lena's voice trembled. I couldn't understand what was happening at all anymore. Maybe it's not her behind a tree. Don't look. Okay, but what's wrong? Nothing. Just don't look. Was, wenn sie gerade komplett nackt da ist? Was für ein erotischer Gedanke. Alright, as you wish. So, nothing happened? Well, something did, but that was all just a silly accident. Then, why are you so worried about what I think about it? I'm not worried. And anyway, you, yourself. I said louder, beginning to feel irritated. What about me? Why are you so concerned about the situation? Who said that I'm concerned about the situation? Then what? Nothing. She said in a whisper and fell silent. Such talk would lead us to nowhere. Then I won't say anything, and I seem to be too stupid to guess, or even just be sure about myself. Sorry, I guess it's all my fault. I just cannot understand. Why? What? Why do you keep apologizing? For everything. For what you did, for what you are doing. What? No, verpiss dich! Even for what you haven't done yet. But maybe she was right, but I couldn't behave differently. I felt the need to apologize to everyone. So they would think not badly of me, wouldn't laugh at me, so I can put away something unsaid and eliminate misunderstandings. Anyway, that's your business. Lena got angry. Apologize? Make excuses? Why should I care? Okay, well, I'm not guilty. In fact, I don't think I could be blamed for anything. But then what's wrong? What is wrong with you? Why will something be wrong with me? I don't know, I just think so. Oh, you just think so. She laughed. You speak as if you know me. I did not answer. Please, leave. Lena said after a while. I didn't move, just could not, had no strength to do so. I wanted nothing at that point. I didn't want to excuse myself, to apologize. I didn't even want her understanding. I was too tired of everything. Why? Just leave, she whispered. I don't want to. Then I'll leave. Let's just go together. No. How long are you going to be offended? By what? What's wrong with you? Everyone here behaves normally except you. I did not care what my words meant, as if they had been said by someone else and the topic of conversation meant nothing. You really don't understand anything. Alyssa was right. About what? Never mind. I closed my eyes to think it's over. No, I can't go. I don't understand, don't know what to think, what to do. And since when did I stop worrying about my situation in this world? Or how do I get back? Since when was the only thing I could think about with Lena? Or how others would look at me, or how my actions looked from the other side. It's just stupid and it's not like me. In fact, it's inappropriate in this situation. In short, I didn't do anything and don't intend to justify things which I didn't do. There was no reply. Hey, do you hear me? I finally decided to see who was actually hiding behind a tree, but no one was there. So she left. I rushed over to Lena's boat, but she was already far away, almost near the pier. Whatever. I shouted and walked along the shore. I got back relatively quickly and without much trouble. However, my hands still ached terribly and my eyes were closing themselves. Probably such a physical and, more importantly, emotional load is too much for one person. I walked slowly toward the camp leader's cabin, staring down at my feet and thinking about nothing. Someone called to me at the square. Hey! Alyssa ran up to me. Have you been to the island? Yes. To tell the truth, I didn't want to talk to her about anything. But I already didn't have the strength to lie to her. And how did it go? Doesn't matter. I'm tired and I'm going to sleep. Come on, tell me. Her face had such a nasty grimace that I shuddered with rage. Why should you care? Well, I just... she murmured in dismay. Mind your own business. I snapped and quickened my pace towards the cabins. Alyssa did not try to stop me. Annoyingly, Olga had not returned yet, and I could not find my key. What if I lost it? The only thing I could do was wait. I plopped down on the deck chair and closed my eyes. My heart was heavy and my soul was being torn apart by weak expectations. From time to time I had a feeling that I was already dead, just without realizing it, and had been thrown into hell. But really, instead of trying to get out of here, I'm spinning on a diabolic roundabout and it goes faster and faster. I'm becoming more and more involved in the life of this world, of this camp. As if I had no past life, the real one. As if I was always interested in the options or opinions of others. Ich möchte gerade mal kurz was gucken. Okay. Lass mal kurz zählen. Warum auch immer hat Alysses Route hier sein eigenes Worksheet, aber hat auch hier nochmal was. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Zehn. Well, fuck my ass. Und damit hätten wir 11 Punkte. Also um das Bad End, also wir haben schon lange nicht mehr das Bad Ending, aber um das Bad Ending zu triggern, dürfte ich nicht mit ihr ausgehen. Beziehungsweise mit ihr in die Höhle gehen. Und ihr auch sagen, warte mal, go with Lena? Tell her you went alone? Go with Lena. Also ich könnte es jetzt noch verkacken, theoretisch. Aber nein, Quatsch. Go with Lena, doch. Gibt mir plus 2 Punkte. Weil danach gibt es nur noch diese Option. Don't bet with Alyssa gibt uns auch einen Pluspunkt. Okay. Ich bin ziemlich interessiert, was beim Bad Ending passiert. Klar. Wenn wir aufwachen und wieder in unserer Bude sind, vermutlich nicht viel. Außer, dass wir sie halt im Leben nach dem Camp hier halt nicht wieder treffen. Aber gut. Und anscheinend gibt es schon hier ein Ende ab Tag 6. Wäre ziemlich interessant. As if I was always interested in the opinions of others. Damn it, I never cared about it. Why right here? Why right now? I recalled the face of Lena in tears. Yeah, probably not the opinions of others, but her opinions was the one I cared about. I heard far footsteps and after a while Olga appeared. She looked at me for a few seconds, seems like she was about to say something, but then just sighed, opened the door with her key and went in. I followed her. Shapeless shadows, blurry memories, fragments of feelings and emotions swirled in my head for a long time. For so long that after a while I couldn't tell where I was or what's happening to me. The only salvation was sleep. Also Penis. Nein. Ach fuck. I woke up because somebody was shaking my shoulders. It was too hard for me to open my eyes. I just whined pathetically. Get up already, you're going to miss the lineup. Once I realized what Olga wanted from me and what time it was, I rolled over to face the wall. I was so tired that I wanted to choke the camp leader. So she would quit disturbing my recovery from my hellish yesterday. Semyon, get up immediately. I mustered up my strength, opened my eyes and sat up. Olga, I understand, but I had a hard day yesterday. Can I sleep in at last today? I started pleading. It's out of the question. Lineup is mandatory for every pioneer. And you've already missed it a few times. My head went completely numb, so I couldn't find any arguments against that. In a couple of minutes we were already standing at a square. I dozed off, taking great pains to not fall asleep on my fate, so I missed everything that Olga announced. The majority of the pioneers seemed to feel the same. Electronik yawned constantly, Alyssa had huge baggy eyes, and only Uljana seemed to be full of health and energy as always. I swept my eyes over the lineup yet again and couldn't find Lena. That's odd. Generally, she's a She's a diligent and committed girl. It's unlike her to miss such events. On the other hand, that was too much for her yesterday. Such stress. She's probably depressed. Although such behavior from her was very surprising. I mean, I would suspect that she was not the kind of person she was not the kind of person she wanted others to see her as. I mean, I would suspect that she was not the kind of person she wanted others to see her as. As what? As depressing? But I never expected such a drastic change. Lena, amazingly, somehow reminded me of Alyssa, even more harsh and brutal at times. And now, I was not sure how to behave around her. I was simply afraid of her. Finally, lineup was over and the pioneers tracked themselves off the breakfast. Kann ich jetzt skippen? Nein. Miko caught up with me near the canteen. Semyon, good morning. How did you sleep? Any dreams? How are you? Ready for breakfast? She, as always, blabbered without a break, adding a cute smile at the same time. I'm okay, I answered lazily. Today is quite gloomy, maybe because of the weather. It's quite dark, it may even rain. Oh yeah! So yeah, everyone is sad and gloomy. I thought maybe something happened, but no one told me what. Can you imagine that? Something happened and everyone knows about it apart from me. I was sad about it, but then... Don't worry, you won't miss the end of the world. I delivered a snarky remark. Jesus fucking Christ. Huh? It looked like she was into a monologue, that she was completely oblivious to everything around her. And if you're going to miss it somehow, I will make sure to let you know. Nothing. Enjoy your meal. I marched to the canteen with a firm step to get my daily portion of fats, proteins and carbohydrates. To my surprise, a seat in the far corner was free. I sat down and tried really hard to make a face that would let everyone know that there's really no need to come anywhere near me unless there was an emergency. I just wanted to sit alone and think. Moreover, keeping my mind off other things was making me less sleepy. Hi, mind if I join you? Oh, von der haben wir schon lange nichts mehr gesehen. I did not notice Slavia standing there. Strange. Sure, I answered after hesitating for a second. Bad mood? A bit. Did something happen? Not really. You don't have to tell me if you don't want to. There's nothing to tell you about. We kept eating in silence until I asked, "Where did you go last night?" "Me? Oh, I just wanted to be alone for a while." "That's not like you." I felt a bit more lively. "Really? Well, maybe. It's also not often that you seem so gloomy." She might be right. Verdammter Vollmond. Da werde mal aggressiv und komisch. Even in the most unfavorable circumstances, I've always oh. Ich muss einfach nur gerade so lachen. I've always tried to have a positive outlook on things. Now that I was an optimist, oh man. I just always tried not to feel too down. Keep my previous life in mind is only natural as soon as you let depression get a hold on you. The news will start to look very appealing. Jesus fucking Christ, the news. Nein, wir reden nicht über Selbstmord hier. Perhaps. When Slavia was done with her meal, I was still poking the porridge with my spoon. "I'll be going. By the way, have you seen Lena?" "Nope. Why do you ask?" "I didn't see her at the morning lineup." "That's odd. That's not like her." "Maybe you're right. I don't think it's a big deal, to be honest." "Yes, of course, I was just wondering." I sat for a few more minutes in place and then headed outside without finishing my breakfast. Today was quite gloomy. The first gloomy day during my time here. I would kind of gotten used to the bright and burning sun. The heat that would only subside by the evening seemed to be an irreplaceable component of this place. It looks like even here the weather changes after all. Almost like it's matching my mood. It looks like just more proof that this place or its creators are sentient and have great storytelling skills. Oh, we're breaking the fourth wall here. Sometimes I really wanted to focus on a single theory of mine, concentrate on it and forget about all others. Just to decide for myself that it's all done by aliens, or I am in a parallel universe, or witchcraft, or military experiments. Just to pick one and be done with it. To stop thinking about all possible explanations to the situation, constantly jumping from one to the other. Just to focus on a single one. But it's impossible. I have almost no facts about anything. Nothing extraordinary has happened to me here yet. Yes, some odd things took place, but they can do and do happen in the real world too. After another cycle of similar thoughts, I found myself at the bus stop of Route 410 and the gates of the campus Sovyanok. No answers, no hints, no clues. I was walking wherever my legs were taking me. It was quiet in the residential area. Not a single person here, to be precise. My astonishment grew even more when Electronik appeared around the next turn. I wanted to call out... Oh ja, Kratzen. Oh my god. I wanted to call out him, but stopped, because he was going a little too confidently in an unknown direction. It's strange that goes against his nature. Anyway, what can I talk with Electronik about? And yeah, I would have to start the conversation first. Seems like I was completely in despair. However, it would be interesting to follow him and to find out where he is rushing to. As a child, I liked games of spies, and here's a chance. Here's a chance to put myself into a real spy's shoes. I decided not to sneak and hide in a special way, and just tailed him quietly at a distance. Soon we came to the library. Electronik knocked and went inside. I stood behind a big tree and nobody could see me and even began to wait. He was absent for quite a long time. Perhaps this is a stupid idea, because in fact what's the difference does it make if he went to the library? Maybe he just decided to get something to read? He was walking fast, so what? Perhaps he has some business afterwards. My thoughts were disturbed by a loud door slam. Jesus fucking Christ, Electronik, was hast du angestellt? Wolltest du sie wegbuttern? Wie oft habe ich dir schon gesagt, man buttert dieses Mädchen nicht weg. Sie ist unbutterbar. I looked towards the library and saw Electronik running away from there. And Zhenya, who ran after him, shouting along to me. Der Buttermeister, Alter. I don't want to hear it anymore, or to see you either. They ran past me, but naturally they were so involved in chasing that they didn't notice me. The whole situation seemed very funny, and I decided that I needed to find out what the matter was. I wonder where could Electronik be running to like that? What, dude?